looks like I got a new wood lathe. This was sent to me by my friends at FindBuyTool. They asked me a while back if I'd be willing to test this, run it through its paces, and let them know what I think about it. So you get to follow along in this journey. It's a FL 1221, meaning 12-inch diameter, 21 inches long. It's a 3/4 horsepower motor. It has variable speed, forward and reverse. And the speed is controlled by electronics, so that's nice. But it does have 2 step pulleys to get you into low range and high range. The speeds in low range is 300 to 1200 RPM, and the high range is 750 to 3500. The spindle is a 1-inch shaft, 8 threads per inch. The tapers on the headstock and tailstock are the Morris 2 taper, very standard. From what I can tell, this is a well-built machine, made from cast iron with just a little bit of plastic where you would expect plastic to be. You can put it on a bench. It comes with rubber feet. I elected to build a stand for it, so I have it bolted to my stand, and you can see it sitting on that. My stand has wheels on it so I can roll it around. I can also lower it so that it sits solid under the floor, and that's how it's sitting right now. It does come with the rubber feet if you do want to put it on a bench. I probably would bolt the thing down rather than use the rubber feet, unless you're going to move it around a lot. Comes with a faceplate, which is on there. It looks like about maybe a 4-inch. I'll check it when I go over there. The faceplate has set screws in it, so you can lock that to the shaft, so you can spin it in forward and reverse without worrying about it coming off. So we're just going to walk over there, and I'll go into a little more detail on what we have, and then we'll kind of run it through some paces. Alright, here's the controller box. There's a dial here to increase and decrease the speed. Here's the on-off switch. As soon as you flip that on, it comes on to the lowest speed, which is right about 300, and simply turn it. The digital readout tells you what speed you're at. See, we're at about 1300. I think that's somewhere in the range that it's supposed to be. You want to put it in reverse. There's a switch right there. Turn it on. It's now running in reverse. I'll show you that once we go over to the headstock end. But very simple to use. Has a nice stout banjo for the size of the lathe. It matches good. And here's the tailstock. It runs really smooth. It does come with some protective oil on it, which I have not wiped off. I'll do that before I actually try it. Here's the live center that's in here. Go down to the other end now, and I'll show you what's going on down there, and then I'll show you how we change the belts. Alright, since I'm down here, I'll show you the wrench for taking off the faceplate at least, and I don't have the grub screws tightened. So there's 2 holes in here, and this is the rod for knocking out your centers. It's turned down a little bit smaller. Goes in here, and now essentially you have 2 wrenches. And that's the little faceplate, which is probably more like 3 inches. You can see a nice flat spot here for the set screw to hit, to lock it in place so it won't spin off. It's always a handy attachment. On the back side here is a bracket for putting all your accessories. There's also 3 Allen head wrenches. That would go in there, and then you would use this for removing the live center. Very typical of how lathes work. Let's see, yeah, you can see that. So there's a magnet here that holds that in place. Here's the belts. And I probably should lower this so you can see a lever down here. We'll do that. Alright, I'm going to show you how we change the different ranges on the pulleys. We're on the large pulley up here and the small one on the bottom, which is low range, more torque. We're going to go to the small one on top and the large one on the bottom, more speed. It involves opening this door here, and we'll loosen this up, lift it up, and we'll slip this off of that pulley. And with that door open, I can go in here, and it's probably easier to look, but I've changed so many belts like this, I can just feel it. So that's on there, and we'll push that back down, lock it, and that should be in the high range. Let's test that out. $3,500 RPM. Runs really, really smooth. So that's how you change it, and really easy to do. Should be plenty of different ranges for what you'd be turning. So it runs really smooth, but do you think we should try the nickel test? I've never done this, but I want to try it. Okay, we're starting out about the 330 range. About 500. We are now doing 1,399 RPM, and that nickel is still standing. It's not glued down, it's just standing there. Pretty darn smooth, I would say. Well, let me think about anything else I want to tell you about, and I'll be right back. A little chilly out here. I need to get a cup of coffee, and then we'll wrap this up. I went ahead and spun this around so I could show you the tool holder that you mount on the back, and I've got the knockout bar, the chuck wrench, and some Allen wrenches in there, and that's pretty much all you need. I'm going to back this off so I can show you how well my stand works in case you want to build something like this. I absolutely love it. This was all built from leftover lumber that I had laying around. That is it. Let me just lift the lever up here. Just to go over a few things, I want to make sure I didn't miss them. It will turn a 12-inch diameter, and in between centers it will turn 21 inches. It weighs 78 pounds. The taper on the headstock and tailstock is an MT2, which is Morris Taper 2. The footprint that it takes is 32 inches by 7 3/8 inches. I made my stand 35.5 inches so I could bolt it down, be able to get a nut and washer on the underside. Well, that's about it. I'll put a link in the description for you if you want to check it out. They are offering a $30 coupon for a limited time. This seems like a pretty good price to me compared to others this size that I've seen. I know it feels real stout, and we're going to find out soon because I plan on using it on this Friday's wood turning video. I appreciate you watching, and I hope you got something out of this.